So one of the first trends that we've been seeing is multi-tone kitchens, and we've seen a lot of stained islands, maybe in painted perimeters, or painted islands and stained perimeters in the past, but now we're starting to see a lot of those colors split, not only between the perimeter cabinets and island, but upper and lower cabinetry. This kitchen down here in the corner on the left has the stained island with stained base perimeter cabinets, and you can also see they've done a third color as an accent on a second island, and then again for a little bar. This kitchen on the right lower, excuse me. Again, they split the color upper and lower, and then did the island, repeating the same base cabinet color here. And then up top, they split paint colors. So these other two have been kind of a mix of paint and stain. This one in the upper right is a mix of paint colors. This kitchen again on the left, painted upper, stained lower. And on the right, again, you're seeing the white upper cabinets and a wood lower. And a lot of times, as you can see kind of through all of these, that darker color is on the bottom, just, I don't know, more grounding. It could look kind of top heavy if you did a stained dark color on the top and a white lower. And then also for, scratch resistant, if you have kids and they're banging into the cabinets and stuff, a stain is easier to touch up than a paint. So a lot of times that's why we see the lower, islands or lower cabinets in a darker color. Again, this is a kitchen here on the left that did a two-tone, paint color. And you can see the dark trim carried throughout. And then this color, or this kitchen on the lower right, does mix two cabinet colors, but then with a white tile on the top. So again, it looks like it's kind of mixing that third color in, but a dark painted lower cabinet, and then the wood tone in the stain on the left. And we'll get into more of these trends later on, but things like open shelving, paneled front appliances, things you're kind of seeing in this kitchen on the right here and left, are things that we'll touch on later in this presentation. So it's funny how, as you start looking at these images, a lot of the trends carry throughout. Quartzite is a countertop material that we have been seeing come popular. It gives the look of a marble, the depth and the veining, but without the same qualities of a marble. A marble is a very soft stone that can scratch and etch and stain. Quartzite is a stronger material, so you can get the look of, like I said, the marble without the qualities. So you do have to seal it. It is a natural stone, but it's not as soft and porous, susceptible to staining as a marble. So it's a good alternative. And you can see here on the left, this countertop is a honed finish, meaning that it's a matte finish. And then this one on the right is polished. So you can see like the matte versus the shine. Then this shows you quartzite is not only available in light colors, but it comes in all different darker, lighter. This is just a few examples. So you can see the veining and depth there throughout. Dark colors in kitchens with cabinets, accents, and countertops. This kitchen on the lower left here has the dark island, and then you can see that black picked up in the upper cabinets along the back wall there with the range, and again in the hood, and then the black accent in the backsplash tile there kind of pulled in throughout. This kitchen in the center has black countertops, and then the kitchen on the right here is a darker cabinet. So this just shows a bunch of different paint options in darker cabinets. I felt like for a long time we were seeing a bunch of just white kitchens, and now it seems the trend is either mixing, like we saw in the beginning of the presentation, where you have maybe white on the uppers and dark on the lowers, or these kitchens that have taken kind of the all dark look of the cabinets, and then used lighter colors on like the wall paint, tile, or even flooring like this one on the left here. And then again, things to look at throughout these images are the open shelving we are seeing a lot of. Butcher block countertops we'll get to that you can, oops, see here in the center. So just things that kind of carry throughout the presentation that we'll see. So butcher block countertops, they've been around forever and we've seen them for a while, but it seems they're becoming more prominent as people start to mix in more color and wood tones, using them on island tabletops as eating areas, as you can see on the left here. And then this kitchen on the right, we did a portion of the countertop butcher block for a work area. And these two look pretty similar, but there are different species and finishes for butcher block countertops. You can finish some of them a more high polish, high gloss for less of a work surface, and some of them you can oil if you might be using them more. But I wouldn't say we'd want to necessarily, you'd see the wear and tear if you cut on it every day. You still want to take precautions to protect the countertops. So. And again, here you can see on the left, these open shelves for storage of china and plates. That was a fun wraparound of this pantry here to display her plates. And then on the right here, again, more open shelving and bringing in the wood tone with a paint. And these are both great examples of kitchens that we're seeing a lot more color brought in paint. Not only the dark colors like we talked about earlier, but we have been seeing a lot of blues too, but this navy and then this lighter blue here. Again, this butcher block countertop on the island on the left, and they have a lot of open shelving on the left in their kitchen, in their kind of library area. And then this kitchen on the right here, butcher block countertop at their seating area, eat-in area of their kitchen. So open shelving. This kitchen on the lower left was actually a client of a designer of ours, Nina, that when she originally met with them, they had a lot of their counter or cabinet doors removed and were used to using their cabinets in that way. So when it came time to remodel, they went back with open shelving, and as you can see in both pictures, they did contrasting shelving here, lighter cabinets, darker shelving, but it's a fun way to display pieces if you want to display them or have easier access to just everyday, plates or cups that you're using. The kitchen on the left, you can also see brings in kind of the multi-tone. They have a darker island, lighter perimeter again, and then the stained shelves like we talked about. And they also did accent sconces on the wall above over here, and then on the shelves on the right, oops, clicking through too fast, they put lighting under the cabinets there. So there are different ways to use accent lighting in those floating shelves as well. And again, shelving between these windows here gives a more open, airy feeling than if you were to stick a cabinet between the two windows. So that's another reason, it might be fun to put little areas of open shelving in the kitchen. This kitchen in the center is one that we essentially just left the doors off of the center portion to give her an open storage area for her cookbooks, and a little scale there you can see. And then this kitchen on the right, again, just more decorative shelves and bringing in the color of the stained wood and then the paint. So we had a question or a comment about mortising in the lighting on these shelves here. A lot of times these shelves are void in the center, I guess, and there's an area you can run the wiring through that down into the wall and hide it in other cabinets, or have other, junction boxes in the word, but get the wiring to a concealed location. So these aren't solid shelves a lot of the times. And even if they were, you could route out to get your wiring through there. So, and then these shelves were unlit. So you could even have accent shelving not lit. Steel hoods or metal hoods. For a while, you know, we saw a lot of just stainless hoods, kind of manufacturer hoods, I'll say, from different appliance makers. But now it's going into still a metal, but a different direction of more shape to them, more, I guess, style. They become more of a focal point. This hood on the left here was actually made by one of our carpenters in a kind of a gunmetal finish and then a brushed bronze strapping, kind of played off the light above the island here, and then accented, you know, the color complemented well with the stained cabinets. And then this kitchen, again on the right, is one that we did this black hood. A designer, Donna Kursoff, with Schlegel, did this kitchen. This black hood here, again with the accent of the brass, and then you can see the brass accent carried through, you know, in the handles of the cabinets. So this hood is, again, that brass and black look, but gives you a different style than these other two were kind of like this one on the right, more of a curved shaped hood. This one's more kind of angular, linear. And then this hood on the right is still stainless, but you're seeing kind of a tone on tone take on that, where you can see the strapping and the accent there, even though it is still stainless. So colored and mixed metal appliances. We've seen a lot more of people becoming, I guess, more adventurous with their appliances. Not to say that, you know, stainless steel is still probably by far the most popular, or if someone's doing a white kitchen and wants white cabinets to kind of go along and not stand out against their cabinet color. But these fun pieces can become accents of their own if you're not doing, you know, an accent hood or anything else. Or it's something like this one on the left the customer had just seen and loved forever, and when it came time to do her kitchen, she knew it's what she wanted. And it's a range that was brought over from France, and it is the black and then stainless with the brass accents there. This kitchen in the center is what's called a black stainless, and there are some brands that will call it a slate. We had a question sent in by Judy, who was talking about some rustic alder cabinets that she had, and wondering if those were her cabinets and she was replacing her appliances or getting new appliances, what we would recommend or what I would recommend. And you know, I saw this color and thought it would be a nice look with that rustic alder to kind of pull in the darker color of the knots in that alder. This would be a nice complement. Instead of a stainless, it could be fun to do a black stainless or a slate like this photo in the center. And then on the right here, this is a Blue Star range, and they chose this fun blue color as the pop of color and really showpiece of the kitchen. And again, above that is a metal hood that's stainless, but kind of that tone on tone with the brushed and then the more chrome shiny accents, and gives that, you know, complements that range nicely, gives kind of a nice focal point on that wall. So here are some. This one on the left is a cafe refrigerator that is more of a, not brushed white, but more of a matte white finish with the brushed brass handles. And then again, just a fun color, this yellow range. You can, I mean, there are manufacturers, you can get red, you can get green, you know, there are all kinds of fun options for colored appliances. This Samsung here, again, is, oops, that black stainless. And then this range on the right shows the mix of the stainless and then again, the brass. So, and as you can see, you know, this is a gas range, this is an electric range. Even though you get into the fun designs and colors, not all have to be gas. So there are some fun options in the electric as well. Unique storage options. I feel like they're always coming out with all kinds of different things that kind of blow your mind or customers come in and have found. But here are just some of the ones that we've used and seen recently. This one on the left is showing utensil storage on either side of the range. It's a fun way to conceal your utensils if you have a few inches on either side of the range to spare, to keep those hidden and off the counter. This stool in the center is a kitchen that Schlegel did, that was, the cabinets were all the way to the ceiling, and those upper higher cabinets were too high for the client to reach. So this was a fun way to build in a stool for her to be able to access those items in those upper cabinets. So you can see kind of folds into that little sliver of a spot, but it was a cool feature of that kitchen. And then this kitchen on the right is showing bookshelf cookbook storage at the end of their island, which is fun. And again, you can see the multi-tone, you know, the stained perimeter painted island there carrying through. On the left upper corner here, we're just showing drawer storage. People storing more dishes in lower cabinets for, you know, everyday plates and bowls. It's nice to have for, you know, if you have kids, little ones, helping set the table. It's in an area or a low enough for them spot for them to reach. And is also kind of nice. This particular kitchen, the dishwasher was right across from that on the island, and it's just kind of a nice easy access for unloading the dishwasher right back into the drawer here. This picture in kind of the lower middle just shows a standard looking exterior of a cabinet, but then when you open it, the shelves pull out so that you can access all your pots and pans and whatever you're storing there, which is nice. You know, if you have things that get lost in the back of some of those cabinets on those shelves you can't find, this kind of brings it all out to you and have less things go missing in the back corners of cabinets. This island here in this middle upper photo, we had, it was about 6 to 8 inches of width behind the base cabinets on the other side of the island, and we used that space to create this touch latch storage. So when all these doors are closed, it looks like your standard paneled bar back. But if you went up and pushed them, she was storing like vases and things back here that weren't necessarily everyday things, but it's nice to gain those 4 doors of storage basically that would have been just wasted space. So that was a fun application there. On the right here, we have one of our carpenters, Kyle, modeling so nicely, but this is a kitchen that the homeowner wanted all of her appliances hidden away. So we had a few different areas where we did these appliance garages where she could store her, this one, for example, has her blender and toaster. She had one that had her coffee station, you know, coffee maker, just little things like that to kind of push out of the way, get out of the way, and close off so that day to day you could have them open. But if you were entertaining or having people over, you can close off kind of the clutter of the countertop mess, I guess, that you wouldn't want people to see. So hidden appliances is another one that we've seen, I say not come a long way, but you know, I feel like in the past it's been a lot of, oh, let's panel the refrigerator. I feel like a lot more we're paneling refrigerator drawers even, wine refrigerators, dishwashers, you know, really going for that all kind of integrated look to not break up the kitchen cabinets or color or design with blocks of stainless or, you know, appliances that you wouldn't want to see necessarily if you want other areas of your kitchen to be the focal point. So this kitchen on the left here, and we'll get to it later, but slab backsplash is something that we've seen as a trend. So this shows a nice slab backsplash at the bar area here, but she has a hidden integrated wine refrigerator and then her refrigerator and freezer side by side there, integrated as well, kind of all in a row. And she had some drawer storage refrigerator wise that we integrated on the other side of this island that you can't see, and also integrated her dishwashers. This kitchen on the upper right here just shows you an integrated dishwasher. And then down here, this kitchen on the bottom right, they had an integrated dishwasher, and over here is their integrated refrigerator. So this is one that's, for example, they have this unique cabinet finish, and so it was fun to be able to conceal all the appliances out of the way so that you're really focusing and seeing that pattern carry through and not having all the blocks of the appliances break that up. So here on the left, again, on either side of this kind of coffee station microwave, we have the refrigerator and freezer columns. And then here in the center is one that they integrated again, the refrigerator. And I believe this looks even like a trash compactor. I had a client integrate one of those as well. This is another one of Donna's designs, but trash compactors, dishwashers, I mean, kind of, you name it, any, well, we haven't integrated a range because that I haven't had that yet, but pretty much you name it, just appliance wise, we can, you know, there are options for paneling and hiding those away. This kitchen on the right, again, shows a paneled French door refrigerator with freezer below here. And then the little wine refrigerator that's under the counter here at their little coffee station. So, and again, carrying through, here's, you know, the butcher block countertop again, you can see. So slab backsplashes, talked about the one briefly before, but here are a few examples of a marble slab backsplash. You can do quartz slab backsplashes. This kitchen on the right shows a quartz slab, and then mixing the stainless in there for the slab backsplash. It's fun, like on these marble ones, to see the veining continue through. This next kitchen, I wish you could see better, but the vein from the countertop carries up onto the backsplash, so it just creates that nice continuous look of the slab. So that was a cool application there. And then this kitchen on the right shows, again, a slab, and they even have a shelf again for that open shelving concept above their range there.